Hi guys, welcome back to Griffins Gaming Guides. Today I want to go through all 6 optional bosses in the vanilla game of Dark Souls 3 with you. So first up we've got the Cursed Rotted Greatwood. Make your way out from the dilapidated bridge. Rather than taking a right to go towards the Crucifixion Woods after you've gone through the hut where the Great Scythe is, simply take a left and go into the large courtyard. To be fair, this one is very difficult to actually miss, but it is a missable optional boss fight. Make sure that you've joined the Mound Maker's Covenant before you actually fight the Cursed Rotted Greatwood, as if you haven't done so just yet, you won't be able to get it until your next playthrough. The Cursed Rotted Greatwood is, it's not a difficult fight, but it can be a frustrating one. This guy's got kind of large white pus sacs all over his body. They're almost like a large collection of blisters or bollocks, whatever you want to call them really. Those are your target points. Hitting the tree itself, even with the strongest pyromancy spells, does nothing. You need to hit these white sacks. Eventually the level will fall through. You'll have a very long drop, however you won't actually take any damage from it. This is part of the game itself. Once you're down in this kind of pool of water, he'll then start doing his, I don't even know what to call it really. It's like acidic sick or diarrhea. I don't really know where this thing's arsehole is, so it's difficult to say. Once you've taken down all of his pus sacs, he'll have a large white arm come out of, again, his tree vagina, we'll call it. Once you've run out of pus sacs, simply keep hitting this hand. He should be very nearly dead anyway, and obviously whittle his health down. As soon as it's done, you can say goodbye to that grotesque tree. Your second optional boss in Dark Souls 3 will be the Old Demon King. Make your way out from the Demon's Ruined Bonfire. Near where the Carthus Sandworm is, you'll see a large fog gate over to the back of this area. Go through here and make sure you've got some very strong fire resistant armour equipped. To be honest, the Old Demon King isn't really that hard. He's got a couple of very powerful AoE attacks. When he holds his club with 2 hands and points it downwards, he's going to slam that into the ground and have a large fire ring go away from him. Simply run away, avoid that, then run back. He can summon some firestorms in, but to be honest, you should be more than adept if you got to this stage in the game at avoiding magic and melee attacks. As he's a fire boss, lightning works very well. Simply whittle his health down until he's done with. Your third optional boss fight will be against Osiris, the Consumed King. Make your way down to the bottom of Lothric Castle from the Lothric Castle bonfire, just after you've defeated the Dancer in the Boreal Valley. The area itself that you need to go through to get to Osiris is a damn sight harder than the boss himself. Personally, and I'm not being big-headed, I've never ever struggled or even died to this boss. I've done quite a few playthroughs on Dark Souls 3. This thing has never even come close to killing me once, but I have heard that he can go completely tonto on you and just wreck some players incredibly quickly. Basically, I'll take a large club or a large greatsword with me and just hack away at him. It's pretty easy to dodge his attacks, to be fair. He does do one where he does a fairly rapid claw swipe as he makes his way across the arena, but dodge left or right, you'll soon get out of the way of it, then run up behind him and punish. Your fourth optional boss fight will be against the fantastic champion GUNDYR in the Untended Graves. Make your way out from the Untended Graves bonfire. If you're not too sure on how to get there, I'll put a card in just here. This guy, for me, is one of the best fights in the entirety of Dark Souls 3. It's an incredible duel between you and one of the best bosses I've ever encountered in a Soulsborne game. The champion has some very strong combos. One of his main ones, he will uppercut you with his halberd and then do a very strong side kick into you. You need to try and avoid this if your vitality is any lower than 40, as it can very easily one-shot you. This fight might take you a few attempts, but take your time with it, learn his patterns. It's well worth doing the dance with this guy. Your fifth and penultimate optional boss fight in Dark Souls 3 is the Ancient Wyvern. You can't really call this guy a boss, to be fair. You'll find him in Archdragon Peak. If you're not too sure on how to get there, I'll put a card in just here and a guide we've already put up for that one. The boss itself isn't really a boss, as you can one-shot this thing. If you try and fight it down by its feet, you're going to have a very bad day. Make your way up and around the arena, constantly going left. You'll soon find a long bridge that you need to go over. It's guarded by some of those dragon kiln enemies, which, to be honest, they're 100 times harder than the boss itself. Once you get to the end of this long bridge, go up the series of ladders and walkways that you'll find, jump down to the little, like, it's kind of like a stone ledge. Jump down there, make sure that you lock on to the Ancient Wyvern, and then throw yourself off the edge, do a forward roll, and then spam your R1 or RT button. You'll then do basically a critical hit on the back of his neck, one shot in this boss. The joke boss of the series is done with. And nothing like saving the best till last. Your sixth and final optional boss in the vanilla game of Dark Souls 3 will be against the absolutely fantastic Nameless King. Make your way out from the Great Belfry Bonfire. I'd recommend you don't even bother attempting this one if you're a standard player. Obviously for you guys that run Soul Level 1 and all the rest of it, fair play to you, do what you need to. For you standard players out there, minimum level 100 before you even bother thinking about this guy, with some very strong lightning defense and some very strong lightning weapons, as his weakness is actually lightning. The Nameless King comes swooping in on a dragon. You need to take this dragon down as quick as you can, to be fair. You want to save your Estus flasks for the Nameless King himself. The dragon, if it jumps up in the air and hovers there, sprint away as fast as you can. It's just going to do a very large area of attack with fire. If it lands and kind of rears its head kind of back and to the left, it's then going to send a long stream of fire out towards you. You can get some very strong attacks in if you stay close to his neck. To fight the actual Nameless King, you need patience, Estus and skill. You need to get very good at dodging his attacks. Either watch the video or better still, go in and fight him yourself and learn this guy. You will have to deal with the dragon every time you die, but it's well worth it. To the experience of fighting him, he makes the Solar Cinder, and I don't want to put anyone off, but he makes the last boss in Dark Souls 3 look fairly average, to be fair. This guy is one of my favourite fights in the entire Soulsborne series. Get used to kind of rolling through his attacks. If he puts his spear up in the air and you can see sparks coming around, he's going to do a very large area of effect lightning attack. You don't want to get hit by this, as 90% of players will get one-shotted. It's just an instant kill. There's no real way of avoiding it. Get away from him as much as you can. What I found works very well is bait him into his combos. Stay a little distance away from him. He'll do a strong lunging attack. Simply avoid this one. Then he'll go into a 3-hit combo usually. On the third hit, you want to make sure you dodge it. And whilst you're dodging, do a roll attack. This will take off a decent amount of his health every time. It is a very long fight. Don't go in there thinking you're going to have this one done in minutes. This will take a fair amount of time. You need some patience with this one. Make sure that you've got every undead bone shard and every Estus shard that you can find. I'll put guides in for both of these here, so you can go in with the strongest and best chance of dealing the final blow against the Nameless King, and unfortunately ending one of the best fights in the series. So guys, that's all 6 optional bosses dealt with in Dark Souls 3. Please let me know down in the comments section how you're getting on with them. If you need any further advice, please let me know. I know there's still a lot of you that are new to the Dark Souls series. Dark Souls 3 especially with the Halloween sales that have been going on lately. I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. After you subscribe, please hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future content. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.